Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mary. Today's practice will focus on building the connection between the solar plexus chakra and the throat chakra. So sometimes if we feel like we don't have power, it's hard for us to speak clearly. And if we feel like we can't speak clearly, it's hard for us to feel our personal power. So let's work on building that connection between those two areas so that you can speak your truth and feel empowered. So let's start in a seated position. You could make sure that you're grounded in both of your sitting bones. If cross-legged doesn't work for you, you could start in a chair or you could have your legs in front of you. So let's just take a moment just to settle into our practice. So you could place your hands on your mat right next to you. If it feels comfortable to close your eyes, you could do so. And we'll just take a moment or so just to come into our practice, taking in any sensations, sounds, welcoming whatever arises. And then take a moment to notice your breath, how your body moves as you breathe, noticing the sensation of air moving in and out of your body. And then start to deepen your breath. So taking an inhale that's longer than you normally would and sigh the air out. So on the inhale, you could breathe in through your nose and sigh the air out. Let's do one more of those. And then you can come to a position where you place your hands right on your thighs, and we'll do something called a chin lock. So the way it'll work is you'll take a breath in, lower your chin down, and then exhale that air out. And then lift your chin up again. So let's try that again. So take a breath in, chin towards chest, pause, and then let that air go. Actually, let's do one more time. We'll focus on maybe keeping the shoulders down and back. So take a breath in, chin down, pause, and let the air go. And then you can let your chin come up. And then next we'll do a little shoulder opening. So we'll just start by doing some shoulder rolls. You could have your fingers on your shoulders if that feels okay. If it doesn't, you can just roll your shoulders. So choose what's best for you. Just moving shoulders backward and then switching direction, maybe feeling some creaking and cracking. So just loosening up the area of the shoulder joint. So now let's slow that down with breath. So take a breath in, rise, exhale, draw your shoulder blades together so you feel opening in your heart. Take a couple of deep breaths like that, breathing in as you come up, exhaling down, and then we'll switch directions, following your breath, in and out, in and out. Okay, so place your hands back on your thighs. Bring your right hand out in front of you and then cross your arm over your body and hold on to your upper arm with your left hand. So sitting up tall, you could stay here. The other option is to look over your right shoulder. And take a few deep breaths here. And then bring your head back to center, let that arm go, and then we'll move to the other side. So cross your left arm across your body, right hand can support at the upper arm, sitting up tall. If it feels okay on your neck, you can look over your left shoulder. And take a few deep breaths here. And then look back to center, both arms down. So next, we'll do a little bit of a neck stretch. So bring your left ear towards your left shoulder, and then bring your left arm over the top of your head. And what we're going to do is just push a little tiny bit of pressure on your left hand and give resistance with your head, like you're pushing towards the right. So still sitting up tall. And we'll just take a few breaths here. You could use that breath that we practiced earlier where you breathe in through your nose and sigh the air out. So let's take 2 of those breaths, breathing in and out. 1 more, breath in and breath out. And then you can release your left hand, let your head come up. And you might want to just look from side to side, and then let's move to the other side. So right ear towards right shoulder. So this might be where you want to stay. You could bring your right arm over your head and just use a little bit of resistance with your right hand as you gently push your head towards the left. So settle in. Couple of deeper breaths. In and out, in and out. So now we can let that go and just look to the left and right. And then we'll make our way to an all-fours position. Spread your fingers wide, knees about hip-width distance apart. We'll do a couple rounds of Chakra or cow-cat child's pose just to loosen our spine up. So as you take a breath in, chest forward, tailbone up, and then as you exhale, round your spine, tuck in your chin and tailbone, and take a little sink towards child's pose. And let's go through that series 2 more times. Breathing in as you rise, exhaling as you round and lower. Do 1 more. So now we're going to reverse the breathing pattern. So inhale, round. Exhale, rise. So this time when we rise, we're going to use something called lion's breath. You take a breath in as you round, and then as you rise, stick out your tongue and roar like a lion. Let's try that a couple times. Breath out. 1 more time. Breath in as you round. As you come up. And then come back to all fours. So now we'll come to a downward dog. So curl your toes, lift your hips up. You might want to pedal your feet. So bringing one heel to the ground while bending opposite knee. So just give that a try. Maybe feeling a little bit of opening in the back of your legs. Now look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to half lift. So have a straight spine, crown of your head forward. Your hands could be on your thighs or shins. And then bend your knees a lot to fold. And then we're going to rise up slowly, chin to chest. And then when you come to standing, let your arms sweep up. You can clasp your hands and then bring your palms to the ceiling, slight bend to your knees. Take a little twist or a lateral bend to the left, and then extend your spine and then move to the other side. So let's do that 2 more times with breath. So breathing in as you rise, exhaling as you lean. Breath in as you rise, exhaling, lean. And then you can bring your hands down and just let your arms come to your sides, gentle twisting from side to side. Your knees can be slightly bent still. And next, we're going to do a move. It's called Power Hara. And this was developed by a teacher of mine named Amy Weintraub, who developed Life Force Yoga. So check that out if you're interested. So the way it works is that you bring your fingers to your shoulders, elbows up, and you'll take 2 inhales. So cutting your inhale in half. So it'll be inhale through your nose, and then Ram, Ram. So let's try that. So Ram, 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 Ram. Now let's come back to a mountain pose. Just take a moment. You could lower your gaze or close your eyes. Just take a moment to feel the energy that you created by using your power. Maybe tingling in your fingers. Energy may be emanating from your body. Now, as you breathe in, imagine energy rising up through your body. As you reach the crown of your head, you could say, I am. As you exhale, let that energy flow back to the earth, here, grounded and present. So come to the front of your mat, take a breath in, and then as you fold, plant your hands to come to all fours. And then what we're going to do is come to a seat. Have your legs in front of you. Bend your right knee, and you can place your right foot on the outside of your left leg. Make sure your right sitting bone is still connected with the earth. So take a breath in to extend your spine, and then slowly twist to the right, sweeping your right arm back. And then you can decide if you want to have your left hand on your right knee, or you could bring your elbow, but focus on having a tall spine. So as you inhale, lengthen your spine, reaching up. Maybe it doesn't move, but you can imagine a lift in your body. And then as you exhale, imagine maybe twisting a little bit further. Maybe you're twisting as far as feels comfortable, but imagine that energy twisting. So take a couple of breaths like that, lifting and twisting, even if it's in your imagination. And then untwist yourself, take a little turn to the left, and then come back to center. And then let's do the other side. So left knee bent, and then you could bring it across your right leg. Tall spine, crown of your head lifted. Right hand can start on left knee. Sweep your left arm back to come into the twist. And then breathe. So lifting and twisting with breath. Inhale, imagining that lift. Exhale, feeling the twist. Breathing in and out. And then make your way back to center. A little turn to the right. And then as you come back to center again, you can bend your knees. And we'll come into boat pose. So sit up tall, chest forward, drawing your belly to spine. You could start with your hands on your knees as you lean back. Then your hands could come to support you by your sides as you lift your feet up, so your shins could be parallel to the ground. So this is a spot to start. You could lift your arms up. You could lift your legs up. Take a couple of deep breaths. If it feels like it's really hard to keep a deep breath, you can always go back to a modified pose. So feeling the power and the strength in your solar plexus area. Let's take one more breath and then give yourself a hug. And then bring your hands slightly behind you with your fingers pointed towards your body. We'll do a reverse chair. So pressing your feet and hands into the ground, lifting your hips up. Keep your neck supported here. Take 3 breaths. And then come back down. Take a little lean back on your shoulders. Now you can look up at the sky, so that's an option. Another option is to lift your chest a little further and let your head lean back, but only if that feels okay on your neck. If it doesn't, just keep a little tension in your neck. Maybe then when you come up, bring your chin towards chest and rise up. And then come onto your back and we'll do a bridge pose. So start with your hands by your sides, feet grounded, and then scooch your shoulder blades underneath. This might be where you stay in bridge pose. If it feels okay on your wrist, you can hold on, clasping fingers together. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. In and out. And then you can scoot your shoulders out, stretch your body long, and then come into a resting position. You could be in Shavasana with your palms up, legs in a slight V, or find any position where you can come to stillness and feel comfort. So maybe supporting yourself with a little pillow or a blanket be underneath your legs, whatever works for you. So just take a moment to come into your breath, just breathing in and out. And then take a moment to focus on your solar plexus area. And just imagine the color yellow, feeling the power and energy that you've created like a big ball of fiery sun. Feel that energy radiating throughout your body. And then bring awareness to the area of your throat, imagining the color blue, deep blue. And then imagine yourself speaking clearly, speaking your truth. And notice how the connection between your solar plexus and your throat kind of feed off of one another. When you speak clearly and speak your truth, you feel your power. When you feel your power, you're able to express yourself. So take a few breaths, feeling that connection between the two, the throat and the solar plexus. Speaking your truth, feeling your power, feeling empowered to speak your truth. So rest here as long as you need. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.